Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you're watching this recorded, if you're watching it live, we're excited to have you back for our weekly Lead Champ Pro call. And guys, in the future, if you do want to join us live, leadchamplivedials.com every Wednesday, 12 o'clock Eastern. We record these live. So if you like watching them on YouTube, obviously, give us a like, subscribe. We appreciate that. But come watch us live, leadchamplivedials.com every Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern. Okay, guys, we have a bunch of exciting stuff to share with you today, including a very, very special guest speaker. Before I go over to him, though, I want to show you guys some stuff from our Good News channel on Discord. Now, if you are not in our Discord, you absolutely need to be a part of the community. For one, you can talk to all of the other top producers out there, share secrets, share tips, help each other win. But also, every time you close a big sale, every time you have a 2-year-old lead that texts back to the text strip and books, every time you have a beneficiary that goes in the system and books on your calendar, right? You can come and share the good news and get each other excited about all the wins that we're having. So a couple wins out here this week. In fact, look, the man himself, Derrick Robison, 5,700 NLG growth focused, a grandmother setting her grandchild up for the future. #LCP. Let's go. Brandon J, 30K IUL, first spoke back in 2024, February of 2024. And then also 9,200 FNG pass setter, throwing out some big policies right there. Robert, 100K Moo IUL Express, 789 AP. Let's go. Hunter, okay, $93,000 annuity from a free lead. Okay, everyone has been texting me loving all of the quote unquote free leads that they've been getting through Lead Champ, whether it be through the beneficiary button, through the referral button. Make sure that you are utilizing those. If you haven't started using them, they are absolutely crushing for some of our agents out there. The beneficiary button is basically a guaranteed free lead on every sale you make. You're going to get another free lead, if not 2 or 3 if you get multiple beneficiaries. So definitely take advantage of that one. Sheila Day, thank you so much for being on our call last week. We loved having you. I super love the new dialer. Switched to my phone while in the kitchen. Let's go. Never stop dialing and set another appointment while making a quick breakfast. This is how the winners do it, guys. Like I didn't even realize you can use the new Lead Champ Connect power dialer from your cell phone. You can dial straight from your phone. There is no longer limitation on having to be in front of your laptop. You can be in the grocery store, cooking breakfast, mowing your lawn, and booking appointments. It's absolutely incredible. So way to go, working while you're working. AJ, age lead with no state, no email, and AI was still able to make an appointment happen without my intervention. Let's go. I love it whenever the AI overcomes like 5, 6, 7 questions and finally books them down for an appointment. They're like, yeah, I guess I'll see you at 5 o'clock on Tuesday. It's pretty phenomenal. And I think, a couple more on here. Drake the broker, $23,000 TP NLG. Wow. I mean, dude, what a policy there. $23,000. That is crazy. #LCP indeed. And Jamie Cheerio, like the cereal, 3,600 Americo IUL. 5 beneficiary leads from 1 appointment. Okay, that is how you do it. Jamie has been crushing it from day 1 on the beneficiary button. He is getting the phone number of every single beneficiary. He's asking, hey, who's your second? Who's your contingency beneficiary? And getting them all in the system for Lead Champ free leads. Okay, one more thing I want to promote before we get Derrick up here, guys, is a really valuable call that you can add to your weekly schedule, whether you are an agent trying to improve your phone skills, whether you're an agency manager trying to help your agents get to the next level, or whether you're managing staff that are actually dialing the phone for you, that are trying to book appointments. All of those people would benefit from joining in on this call now every Thursday at, I believe it's not on here. Oh yeah, every Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. And this is actually inside our Discord. Okay, so if you want to participate in this call, it's actually inside of our Discord. And you'll be able to see the meeting rooms on the left-hand side when you get in. So tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, dialer training with Jamie Cheery and Josh Lockhart. And by the way, guys, not to brag on them too much. I know I'm bragging on them all the time. Because I love them and because I work for them. Okay, so make sure you tell them nice things about me. But Josh and Jamie have 2 of the best show rates among all of the people whose data we track. There's a reason for that. They're really, really good on the phone. They also, by the way, have gotten some of the best results out of their staff dialing. And I hear people all the time complaining, like, oh, yeah, I hire dialers, but they're terrible. And Josh, all the time, I hear him telling agents, hey, listen, if you will work with them, they can get really good. Just like with new agents, if you'll work with agents, they can get really good. So bring your dialers, bring your staff, bring your agents, and come out and get trained on how to set more and better appointments on the phone Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, I was supposed to plug one more thing for Kate. Kate is head of marketing for Lead Champ Pro. She's the one that sends out those amazing emails every single week. She makes all these graphics. She's absolutely wonderful. She asked if you would please like and follow our Facebook page, and we so appreciate that. Okay, I think, oh, last thing, the dialer. People are asking about the dialer. If you want more info on the dialer to be able to dial from your phone, to be able to have a seamless integration with Lead Champ while power dialing, obviously you've already seen people raving about it. leadchampconnect.com to get all the details on that. Or if you have questions about the dialer, about the CRM, you want to see some of those sales like you see us popping off in our Discord on your team, code to leadchamppro.com, click the big book a demo button, get on my calendar. I would love to show you how Lead Champ Pro can help take your business to the next level as well. Okay, all the ads out of the way. Let's get the fun stuff started now, guys. Welcome on. I wanted to give a quick introduction for everyone. Anyone who doesn't know, Derrick Robison here. He is Robison. Man, I did it perfectly every time until I'm ready to introduce you and then messed it up. It's fine. It's fine. The way I was introduced to Derrick, guys, was through a fiery hellstorm that Lead Champ Pro was going through. If any of you were on here and you joined during the A2P debacle, whatever you want to call it, where we had like 40 or 50 people that had signed up for Lead Champ Pro that literally could not get approved to text. They couldn't send a single message out. They couldn't use the system whatsoever. If you joined during that time period, put a one in the chat. Just let us know if you're one of those. Well, Derrick joined during that time. And we quickly, his name went to the top of everyone behind the scenes list of people we liked. Okay. And you may not even know this, Derrick. I don't know if someone's told you this or not, but we had so many people that had gotten started on our leads at that time that were complaining, well, I can't text, so I can't use the system, so I can't do anything with these leads. And meanwhile, Derrick is just calling all the leads. Like, he can't text them with the system, so he's just hand texting them, he's hand dialing them, and he's putting sales in every single day, dispositioning sales, and we're seeing him pop off. And everyone else is just sending us messages like, we can't do anything. And it's a lesson many, many successful people have learned, which is that it's not about what resources you have, it's about how resourceful you are. Right? Like, he wasn't going to let the inability to text off the platform stop him from going out and building his business, making sales. But everyone behind the scenes, we were like, this guy's a winner. And then I started hearing other people talk about you, Derrick, because I've gone on a few demos with people and they go, hey, is Derrick using your system? Yeah, he is. Oh man, he crushes, man. He's absolutely killing it out there. He's selling every week. He's throwing it down. So we have only had good things to say about Derrick. But then, of course, you had to go in and imitate me, okay, and pretend to be me for that birthday post, and people love that. So really appreciate you being willing to come on and share, because obviously you could probably make $1,000 in this half hour if you were just head down dialing working, but instead you decided to spend it with Lead Champ, help pour back into the community here, give back. So we really appreciate you coming on. Give a quick introduction. Who are you? What's your background?
Yeah. First and foremost, I'm a really swell guy. Josh Lockhart knows that. He'll tell you every. Yeah, my name is Derrick Robison. I actually come from a ministry background, so I spent 13 years in full-time ministry, whether that be student ministry, executive pastor, over student ministries. So leading teams and kind of building programs and stuff like that. And then I was moving to Oklahoma. Didn't really have anything lined up, needed to figure out what I was going to do, and got connected with insurance. And the first, year and a half, trying to, I'm going to say year and a half, first year, was just driving all over the state, and it was crazy. Then I was,
appointments.
yeah, and I wasn't seeing the numbers that I wanted to see, that I was seeing everyone else put up. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what's the difference? Because I'm working just as hard as everyone else. And then I realized, hey, there's more to it than just, not saying anything against ILC leads, but there's more to it than just that. And, you kind of grow. So, yeah, ever since then, I helped plant a church down here. So I kind of got out of insurance and I got back into it because there was no longer that they found someone to take my spot, because I'm done with student ministry. I'm done hearing about how dogs die and the students really upset about it. I know that sounds super mean, but I'm done keeping up with the lingo and trying to, yeah, it's the slang, all that. So yeah, this is what I'm doing full time now. So
Okay, nice. Well, since you kind of said when you started off you weren't hitting the numbers that you wanted to, but now obviously you're, I mean, like people like you're top 20 FFL USA, like absolutely crushing it, doing 30, 40K months.
Mhm.
What changed? Was it just developing your skills? Like, is there like was there any big component, one like big aha? Like let us know where was the shift for you?
um, yeah, honestly, I just started looking and figuring out, okay, what are other people doing that are producing the numbers that I want to produce? So when I got into insurance, there was no backup plan for me. It was just like this was what's going to work,
Or
and
in
I
the
needed it
boats?
to. Yeah, I needed it to work because this was what was providing for my family. So that's kind of always what it's been. I mean, when you have a over a decade resume that's lined with ministry experience, that you can transfer that, but people look at that and go, okay, what are you going to do? Hey, Josh, if you got a dog problem, I can talk to you about your dog. Like, did he get hurt? Um, let me counsel you. So, anyways, I just I had it set in my mind that this was going to work. I told my ex-wife, I said, hey, give me 6 months to see if this thing works. And if not, I'll figure something else out. But I knew it would because I had to make it. So I started looking into veteran leads and got signed on with a guy that did veteran leads and started doing well. And then got out of it, got back in, got on veteran leads. And then when I joined LCP is when the Facebook stuff started messing up and A2P started messing up. And my veteran leads went from $20 or $21 to $100, and I was scrambling. And I was texting Jamie, and I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? Like, he came onto a call and demoed this for us, and I was looking at the CRM, and I was like, this is exactly what I've been wanting. And I was texting him, and he was like, hey, just so you know, this won't save your business, and he's trying to,
True,
and
it won't, right? It won't.
I'm like, well, it won't if you don't work it. Does that make sense? Like, if you're willing to work and you got the leads in and you're willing to put in the time, like I would say there's part it won't the CRM doesn't necessarily save your business, but it helps your business a ton. The leads don't necessarily, I mean, that is the livelihood of my business. So it is saving my business.
Right.
But it's a work ethic that you have to do too. So
Well, it's interesting that you went through that transition with your other company. We obviously took a big hit as well when Facebook made those changes. And for anyone on here who is an experienced veteran agent, the sands are always shifting, the leads are always changing. The options and the way that you do business is you have to constantly adjust in this business. And so it's not about finding the best way; it's about constantly improving and adjusting to what's happening. And so I don't think Lead Champ is necessarily like the best leads out there. But one of the things that we've done well with our leads is that we just adjusted to that Facebook change just a little bit faster than other people did. We still had like the worst March ever, but by April, May, we were having competitive numbers to anyone else back in the business again. But you constantly have to be adjusting like that and looking for the next big thing. So let me ask you one thing. I've seen everyone's data. You have like one of the highest show rates for your appointments of anyone in Lead Champ, which yeah,
yeah.
like I would love to know, like, is there anything specific you do for when you're tying down your appointments? Is there tonality? Like give some tips on booking better appointments? Because everyone knows like if they don't show up, it's not worth anything, right?
Right. It all comes down to my wrestling singlet. Every appointment that I set, I show up in my wrestling singlet, and for some reason, people I'm joking. I'm just messing with you.
They can just
Um,
sense that it's gonna be interesting. So they're showing up.
yeah, they're showing up. No, like I show up in my college wrestling singlet. That'd be crazy. No, one of the things that I do is I put some pressure on them. Like, it's my tone. Like, as far as setting the appointment. But and I've done a video with Josh about this. When I'm setting the appointment, I'm always, hey, let's, I'll say, hey, Nick, does this time, does this work? Okay, perfect. Here's what's going to happen. And I go through and I confirm it 2 times, 3 times before I get off the phone. I say, hey, here's what's going to happen. And I don't let them go on until the appointment's set on my end. So some people are like, okay, I'll talk to you at 6. Bye. No, that's not what I do.
You're
I will
actually
go,
putting
hey,
it in the system while you're still on the phone with them and having it send out the confirmation message while you've got
yeah,
them on the line. Yeah.
while I got him on the line, because I know myself, and I know as soon as this call's over, my mind is elsewhere. Like my mind is on to the next thing, and so I have to really make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to make sure they show up. So I say, "Hey Nick, here 6:30. Does that work for you? Okay, perfect. Hey, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to send you. My system's about to send you a text message. It's going to ask that you type the word yes to confirm that appointment for me. That way I can honor your time and you can honor mine. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Okay, perfect. So hang on, you're going to get this text at any minute, and I'll talk to you tonight at 6:30. Hey, Nick, don't forget to type that word yes in for me, okay? Okay, I'll talk to you tonight at 6:30. Bye.
So yeah, the double confirm there. I
But that being said, like you can do everything you do, but you're still gonna have people that don't show up, right?
Of
And
course.
then when they don't show up, I don't just call them and then, oh, they didn't show up. I'm texting them from the CRM. I'm texting them from my personal phone. I text them I'm like, hey Nick, you scheduled an appointment with me and you didn't answer the call. And then I just put dot 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 and I space it and I go, are you available? And I just, I do that. And then I call them from different lines too. And then if they don't show up, I'm giving them, I mean, I'm hitting them up. So
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even consider that, but that's you're actually giving me a throwback. My very first ever in-home insurance appointment, I drove 45 minutes to it and I knocked on the guy's door, no answer, called his phone, no answer, thought for sure I was no-showed. And for whatever reason, I was like, I'm gonna just try again. And I had another number through like phone burner or whatever. So I called him for another number. He picked up, he said, oh, I'm in the garage, I'll let you in. Ends up being like a $5,000 sale. You know what I mean? Like from one word, like I could have just left and been like, I got no showed. And so I don't think a
mhm.
lot of people think about that on telesales. Like, really, like, hey, don't just give up the second they don't answer. Okay. And then you say, so you're double confirming. I know that works from a history of sales. We used to in Cutco, I used to tell people, hey, put a penny in the freezer, and when I get there, we're gonna need it. So don't forget. And then we never used the penny, but people would remember the appointment because that just little extra touch. But the biggest pointer I think that you probably dropped there is don't get off the phone until you've put the appointment in. We have a lot of users, guys. If you're on here and this is you, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to embarrass you, but like you're spending a lot of money with LeadChamp to not be using the automations. Make sure you're booking the appointment. The way you can do it if you're moving fast is do it before you get off the phone. So I think that's a really, really good tip on that. And so, kind of going back, off that same subject matter, you're using the CRM. I see you dispositioning all your leads. I see you booking appointments in there. You're actually using it. Many people have had a hard time adjusting to it. And maybe you're just going to say, well, hey, I had to make it happen, so I'm making it happen. But
Mhm.
is there any reasons or ways that you've incorporated it into your daily business that have made it easier to always be using it to get the most value out of it?
Yeah, the reason I've incorporated is I really just wanted to hear you hype me up about it. You are the ultimate hype man, and I wanted to hear that. I wanted to hear Nick say my name, give me the smile, and just head nod, the hand clasp. No, I honestly don't understand, and this isn't me being. I hope it's not me being mean. I don't understand how I could pay for this and not use it because it's not. The leads, the CRM by far. I've used a few different CRMs. The price point is great for everything that it does. Okay, and then you have the SendBlue texting, and that's great too. That's still a chunk of money, and some people look at that and go, "Hey, that's just $500 for that every month." And I'm like, "Okay, 500. I just got an electric bill
That's a
that was
car
five
payment.
hundred, like
Yeah.
$500. I got 2 kids that are home this summer. That's freaking groceries for like the week that the 2 weeks that they're here. So it's one of those things that like that's a lot of money for me to be putting out. So why wouldn't I do it? So yeah, that's the reason why, because I'm investing in the system. So I'm going to let the system work for me because it does. It sends the postcards. It does the missed payments. I had 3 missed payments last week. I sent out text. I just all I did was click the button, and I had responses immediately from people. That used to be the worst. I didn't want to call them and be like, "Hey, you missed your
Yeah.
payment," like So, but
It's
that
very
is so.
uncomfortable. A lot of
It
people would
is.
prefer to just sell a new one. Like they really would just prefer to sell a
I'm
new one.
like,
It hurts your retention. You miss contests. Like just get them
yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Just hit
like,
the button.
hey, why are you not paying your bills? What's wrong with you? That's what I want to say. No, no. But so anyways, so all that's kind of I kind of have to use it because it's what I rely on. So
Well, the one tip that I've been giving everyone that it seems like this has worked for you as well is at the end of your presentation, disposition the lead before you hang up, and you can use it as an opportunity to give the client a lot of peace of mind. Like Jamie Chirio used to have the highest retention rate in home because he would leave them with a folder with everything they needed. And they felt really confident. I have this is my policy basically. Even though the policy's not there yet, they felt like they had it. And whenever you click that what happened button, and it sends them that nice email formatted with, hey, you've got a mutual Omaha policy. Here's the coverage, right? Here's your beneficiary. It makes them go, okay, this was legit. This was real.
mhm,
And if you
yeah,
get that to them before you hang up the phone, their confidence level's higher. But in my opinion, that also guarantees that you use the system, right? Because now you've dispositioned while you're on the call. Uh,
right.
so that's my recommendation for people who are like, hey, I keep forgetting to do it. Just do it while you're on with the client. Tell them, hey, I'm going to send you out a message right now and talk to them. Use it as a chance to build rapport after the sale, which it sounds like you're already kind of doing that by using the appointment setting while you're still on the phone
Right.
in the front end.
And like even with the disposition at the end of the call, like there are times I have to hop into another appointment because they're 30-minute blocks. So even in those times when I can get through an appointment, it still takes a little time to fill that out.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I'll just let them know. And I let them know what's coming. I'm like, hey, here you're about to get a text message, and this is everything that's going to be in it. I'm hopping into another appointment. So if you don't get it like in the next 10 minutes, just give me like 30 minutes and I will make sure that you get that. And that way they know they're expecting it. And if I don't get it, which I've never had anyone, but they know that they will respond back and go, hey, you said 30 minutes, what's going on?
Right. Give
So yeah.
now you've promised it. So now you've kind of given yourself a second level of accountability there. They know it's coming
Right.
as well.
Right.
So,
Right.
so kind of picking back off that, like the missed payment button, that's awesome. What other features do you really like or have like been like revolutionary even for your business, for your workflow? What do you like the best about LeadShip? What's your favorite product or feature that you've been using?
Yeah, I just think all the tabs, all the buttons that you guys have is incredible. It really is. It makes, I mean, client info, like I don't have to go searching for it. It just is right there. I can send it to them. If they miss an appointment, all I have to do is miss appointment. You know how it is once someone misses an appointment, like if there's not a follow up on this is what I love about LeadChamp because it's like an assistant essentially. I hear people go, oh, you need an assistant, you need an assistant. And I'm like, maybe eventually, yeah, I'll need an assistant. Right now it's just me. But the reason I needed an assistant is all this little maintenance stuff of following up, reminding me to set appointments, reminding me, you know what I mean, like, and that the no show does, and that it keeps them in my, because if someone no showed me before when I was doing in homes, I would not go back to them, like I
Right.
forgot about them. I had other things to do, so this keeps things fresh. So
It sounds like you keep LeadChamp basically like open in front of you while you're working all day. Is that pretty accurate?
there is usually 3 to 4 lead champ tabs at minimum open, and I'm horrible at it because I'm open a new one, and but yeah, no, it's always open.
I think that might be one of the reasons why you're getting such good value out of it and you're using it so much. Like dude, Dylan Priest too. Okay. Josh and I are the same way. First thing we do in the morning when we get to our office is open up a new incognito tab, load into LeadChamp, so that we can get you. It's because it's your dashboard, right? You've got all your buttons there. You've got everything that you need to be able to efficiently run your business. And I know that some of our users don't do that because whenever they send in support requests, they want to text us instead of hitting the support button, and it's because they're on their phone instead of in LeadChamp, right? Like with it pulled up in front of them. And so that's where I'm with you. I'm like, if I was spending $500 a month on anything besides like a BMW car, I'm going to pay close attention to how much I'm using that, right? Like this is a lot of money to be spending on software and not use it. I would be pulling it up every day going, how many more ways can I use this to get value out of my money? It sounds like you are. And
Hmm.
actually, I know I didn't prep you for this, but you're on our leads as well.
Hmm.
What's like the draw for you? I know for Dylan it was the data. What's got you excited about our leads? Why are you using us versus someone else?
Yeah, I'm always a guy that I will pay more for a lead that knows exactly why I'm calling than pay, $2 for a lead that I have to talk into a bait and switch and I have to spend hours, and I still spend hours dialing. Like that doesn't change anything. It's just when they pick up, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Uh, and there's been leads that I've done that and leads that haven't. And so with the IUL leads, I don't know if anyone else experienced this, but I'm kind like the final expense game. Just if you do final expense, God bless you. Like you are a trooper. I am so over final expense, like I have been for a while. There are still some final expense leads that pop up in my lead champ that when I see it, I I may skip it. I may skip that call. I'm just like, I don't want to have to talk to the grumpy old guy who is I'm gonna have to convince that he needs this to support his family. No, like when I do the IUL calls, people are selling it to themselves because of the present, not because of just the kind of what I picked up on listening to everybody, and how I've worded things. So that, and then also I know there's a lot of people behind the scenes of Lead Champ that don't get recognition, but your guys' support team, and I feel like this is all like a yeehaw for Lead Champ. Like I should be wearing a cheerleader outfit right now, you know?
That's literally why we have
Um,
you on. You're doing great.
so, but like honestly, the support that you guys offer and you guys are great to work with. You're fun to work with. You guys get back to us.
Oh,
And
good.
then, yeah, most of the time, like there are times where, things fall through the cracks and that just happens. But even through that, those first 2 months for me with Lead Champ sucked.
Yeah.
And like I was putting numbers, but it sucked. And you guys were showing me grace, and because I'm sure,
Dude,
I
we
mean,
appreciate you
I
sticking
sit,
with us, man. It was sucking for everyone, right? Like it sucks for us too. Okay, we totally recognize. So thank you for sticking with us. Okay, I hope we're doing better
yeah,
for you now.
I sent in so many request tickets. I thought these guys are getting so sick of me, and so like but there was nothing you guys could do, and I knew that. So, but it was still like, but it was one of those things. I said, okay, I know if I stick this out, I'm going to see success with it because I see the numbers that everyone else is putting up, right? So that's that. If they're able to do it, I know I'm able to do it because I know my skill level. Not saying that I'm the best. There's still a lot I have to learn and a lot I can grow in, but I know what I'm capable of. So
Yeah, 100%. I think that my favorite part about sales in general, for anyone who's on here, like no matter how good you are, like you can always improve more. Like there is no real top. Like that's one of the best parts about it. Like to continue. That's why everyone who's on this call right now is on here. A lot of people on here sell 40, 50, 60, 70K a month. So but they're trying to push it to the next level, which obviously you seem like you're always trying to find the next, you're pushing yourself to the next level. And it's interesting. I didn't realize, maybe someone had told me before, but I didn't realize your background. The counseling thing made me laugh because do you recruit? Do you build an agency right now, or is it just are you like lone wolf?
actually, so that's one of the things that I have been a lone wolf. I'm branching out. So that's one of the things that that's held me back. That and not getting into annuities. So I actually reached out to a guy that's going to help me kind of walk through annuities when that time comes as well. And so just realizing, yeah, but right now it's just me, but I got a couple guys that are going through licensing right now. So
Okay, nice. Yeah, I was just laughing because one of the funny things people don't realize, I've been recruiting salespeople for my entire career, and it's a lot of like life counseling, like people just coming to you and dealing with their own issues that aren't really the sales script. It's not really the what to say or the how to say it. Like, and for anyone on here who's on the roller coaster, you probably know this. It's about getting yourself to do what you know you need to do every single day, doing it as best you can, showing up often, pushing yourself to the next level versus not. And so I was wondering, is he solo now because he's like, hey, I'm done. I don't want to be counseling anyone. I'm not trying to be holding people's hands. But
yeah.
but you're building again. So anyone who's watching this on social media, if you're looking for a team to join, hit Derrick up. Okay, he would be a great mentor, 100%. I would love to have him coaching me. So if you're looking for a team to join, hit Derrick up. And
Wait, Nick, does that mean you're looking for a team to join?
I'm not okay. I'm team lead champ. Okay, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
okay. Okay.
definitely not.
Just, I
But
mean,
I
you
appreciate that.
literally just said you would love, I just want to clear it up that you would not love to have me coaching you then. Just for the record, everybody.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, maybe you could coach me in a different way. Okay. But point being, and I'll mention on the annuity thing as well. All right, you're in the right place for annuities as far as those IUL leads. And I think, by the way, like not to hate on final expense guys, like I know we have a lot of people here that sell all final expense, and that's what you do, and you love it. It's like simple for you, and there's some people that are doing 70K a month still just final expense, right? So do what I think one of the most important lessons is find what works for you, or even better, Derrick said it well. He found someone who was winning and copied them. That's the smartest thing you can do here, right? Is to find the person that you like to mirror, that's already having success, and go and do exactly, run the same leads as them, use the same scripts. Like you can learn it and grow that way. But with the IUL leads, though, I'll tell you what, we find a ton of big annuities. I swear, Josh is working on $1 million annuity every freaking week. You know,
Yeah, that was one of the things that is killing me, because you do run into a lot of annuities, and right now I'm not someone to try to like lie and make my way through it. I'll tell
right?
people, and I give them to Dawson, and Dawson's going to help me. I say, hey, there's a guy that's a lot more knowledgeable than I am, a lot more skilled in this area. I'm going to connect you with him, and then I'll be on that call. But I realize that's the thing. That's what's holding me back. And the first couple ones I ran into, I was like, I'm not going to deal with that. And that was my laziness of not wanting to have to learn a new product. But then I kept running into them, and I'm like, I'm missing out on a ton of money because of this. So
Wow, that's really good self-awareness. I think a lot of people that are our users, even listening right now, and I hope I don't upset you guys too much, but the ones that haven't started using Lead Champ the way Derrick is every minute, like in your business every day, it's not laziness, but it's the same kind of thing where you're just telling yourself a story of like, oh, I don't have time to learn this, and really all you need to do is take like 10 seconds to just learn what button to press when, and start doing it, and you'll get it. You're absolutely right. So good of you to see where you're missing opportunities. Go and find the solution. Dawson obviously crushes. I know Josh pulls him in on his annuity appointments as well. So you're definitely going to the right person there. But finding where you can fill in those gaps, and then next thing you know, I'm sure you'll be selling more annuities than anyone. People will be asking you what you're doing, right? Is it
maybe,
that's is it
maybe.
does it feel that way right now? Like you said, when you started out, you weren't doing the numbers that you were doing. Is it crazy now to have people hitting you up all the time? Like, hey, what's working? Like, how is it working for you now? Like, are you getting blown up because you're on the leaderboard?
Nope, I'm not. I'm not.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay. Well, so
yeah,
we're the only
no, I'm
smart
not.
ones out there. Well,
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, no. I was just going to ask you. Like, I've made you talk about Lead Champ a lot, and I appreciate you promoting us, and we do appreciate all of your posts in the Good News channel and all of the positivity you've thrown our way, and for going through trials and tribulations with us and sticking with us whenever we were dealing with, massive problems.
Mhm.
Outside of Lead Champ, or just in any category, I guess. Any tips for people on here that are looking to sell more insurance, looking to get more done, looking to be more productive, to climb the leaderboard, just in general, things that are working for you, things that could work for other people on here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty straightforward, and so the advice I could give could sound like very like just get your crap together. But that's how I talk to myself. I don't allow a lot of excuses. And so I'm gonna just say, if you're not where you want to be, look at the person that is where you want to be, reach out and ask for help, and then just do it. Like dive in. When I first got started, the obstacle for me was money to buy leads, right? That's always the thing. So what did I do? I went out and I got a credit card that was just leads. Now, I'm not saying you do this if you're horrible with credit cards and you're going to run it up, and don't blame me for your credit card debt, okay? But what I am saying is, like, there are ways out there to overcome what your obstacle is. So that was my lead card, and I knew I would spend the money and I would put it right back on because I had to. So I didn't let that stop me. And then I dove all in. And then also, if you're not already, if you will send Josh Lockhart sweet text every day, he'll make sure all of your leads pick up. Like, that's what I do. You want to know why I'm on the leaderboard? Josh Lockhart personally makes sure all my leads pick up the calls. So
We have a fairy dust button in the back where we can push, and
it is.
it dusts up a lead and just makes it to where they pick up every time and they always buy. It actually converts leads into sales automatically.
Yeah. And I will say this. There's like Jacob and the team behind the leads. Like, if you do feel like something's going on with the leads, like, just reach out to them. I do that all the time. Yesterday, I was on the way to the chiropractor, and I was like, man, my lead flow has kind of been slow. At least in my head, like I wasn't getting them like I thought I should. I sent him something, and then I went back real quick in the lead, my text, and I looked, and I was like, ah, crap. Actually, it's been pretty on par. But he responded. He was like, hey, we're changing some things up. Like, this is what we're doing. So I feel like sometimes people want to suffer in silence and then just blame everything. But if you ask for clarity, that may give you your answer. So
No, I that is huge advice. And you mentioned earlier that you thought you were probably annoying us with how many support tickets you were sending in. Truth is, you weren't. Some people do really annoy us, but it's not because of the volume of tickets. It's just because of, like, there's a certain way. Like, I'm not saying like, hey, we expect you all to be nice to us, but like, you're nice, like you're like, hey, can you help with this? If there's a problem, yeah, of course, we want to help as much as we can, but some people just send in text not working, no, like, okay, I mean, like, could you send us an example? Do I have to? Well, like, we want to find it so we can help you fix it. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a certain, like, we want to help you win, and you're correct about that. Like, you should reach out, you should investigate. Like, we've had people go, hey, I feel like my number, something might be wrong with it, and sure enough, their number was burned. Half of their messages are going straight to spam. They're not going anywhere. Like, if you don't say something, we can't investigate it. So if you think something's wrong, definitely say something. Definitely push the support button. Definitely reach out. I completely agree with that, and I appreciate that. And I love that you put the money on a credit card to get started. People would always ask me, hey, when should I go full time? And I would always tell them, if you're asking me, then you shouldn't. You know what I mean? Because you either have the confidence to bet on yourself, or you don't believe that you should do that yet. In which case, hey, probably don't go get a credit card and put leads on it. But if you believe, like, hey, I'm going to go do the work, right? Yeah, make the move. You know what I mean? Be resourceful. Don't be limited by how much money you have. Be limited only by your efforts. I love that, man. That's huge. And you've come so far now to be top in the leaderboard after that. I know I might regret asking this question, but anything you'd like to see us add to Lead Champ? Any new products, features, anything that you feel like we're missing? Any improvements we could make? No promises, but top users, people promoting us. We obviously want to hear your guys' feedback always.
yeah, off the top of my head, there are things I've thought about that I'm like, oh man, that would be cool. But you guys have so many other things going. So off the top of my head, I'm going to say no. Lead Champ is perfect as is right now.
Okay.
Because Nick and Josh and Jamie like the cereal, Jamie Cheerio like the cereal, are they're behind it. No, but I mean, there's always things that can be improved, and I think there was a text that I wanted to send out as far as like, hey, we missed, a text that I personally send out once I get no showed after a while. That's pretty straightforward, but very kind and gets people to respond. That I'm like, man, I wonder if I can get this into my tech automations. That way I don't have to send it from my phone,
Right.
because it usually gets a response. So, I mean, just there's nothing in particular in my mind right now. I'm like, this is the problem. This needs to be fixed.
Okay. Okay. Well, no worries.
Actually, yes, there is something. The speed of the CRM sometimes, Nick. If you could fix that up for me, that would be incredible. Okay.
The
The
that
speed.
one, if Josh had a penny for every time I complained to him about that, he would be so rich. Like, it would be unbelievable. He'd have mountains of pennies. Because it
Yes.
does, Lead Champ and just Go High Level in general does run a little bit slower, than all of us would like. The good news I will say is the dialer runs fast. Okay. And all of the things happening behind the scenes, it doesn't have to run fast for, right? Like, all the messages going out, everything that's automated. It's just when you're manually doing something, you have to wait an extra 10 count. It can definitely be
Yeah.
a patience tester for sure.
I love the new dialer because it like when there's a call that's coming in, I forwarded it to my phone. So when there's a call coming in, I no longer have to go to LCP, like the CRM, to try to figure out who's calling. I can just type in the name in the search bar, and the dialer works so much quicker pulling that up than the CRM. So it's convenient. So
Nice. So if you're looking for speed, I've been recommending using the Sim Blue app to people, as well as using the dialer for some of those, personal communications that you're doing. That way it's a little bit faster. But yes, unfortunately, it's kind of the price we pay for our buttons. All of the fancy buttons that we have that trigger the automations, that's one of the things that slows down the loading time just a little bit. But they're so good, right? They provide us so much value. So it's like if you have a Ferrari, you got to put premium gas in it. It's like, it's annoying, but you got a Ferrari. And so,
Mhm.
or a Lamborghini. But okay, Derrick, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on the call this week, for sharing some tips, how you're using it, how it's working for you, for promoting us so hard, for always posting in the Good News channel, and for constantly, whispering sweet nothings to Josh so that he is so happy every single day. That really, we all appreciate that here.
Yeah.
Any final words any words of advice, any tips that you want to give everyone before we close it out?
No, man, I think I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Dude, I love it. You're just like, look, do the work, okay? Find someone that's winning, copy them. It's not that hard. Guys, imagine if you just took that advice and went out and doubled your sales today. I bet every person on here could increase their sales just by going out and just getting out of their head and being like, hey, I'm just gonna go do the work necessary and stop overthinking it. I mean, that sounds like the advice of top 20 FFL USA Derrick Robison. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on. For everyone that joined us in the live audience, thank you guys so much. If you're watching on social media, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified for future updates. If you want to take a look at Lead Champ, see what it can do for you, go to leadchamppro.com and click book a demo. Or if you want to take a look at the dialer, leadchampconnect.com. Thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic day.